Yeah, I see y'all. It is June 1st, 2026, and the culture has been absolutely, completely, unrepentantly out of pocket. See, we're using big words. I don't mean a little out of pocket. I don't mean, oh, that's a bit much. I mean, somebody left the door open, let everything out, and then lost the key. We got a rapper who just snatched a dead king's crown and named the song that did it after somebody named Janice. We got a comedian who thought a roast was the right place to use a dead man's last words as a punchline. We got a boxing legend who dodged a DNA test the same way he dodges left hooks, successfully, for 3 years, until the judge said, nah, you're the daddy, sign here. And we got New York City losing a landmark that has fed tourists, first dates, and hungover people at 2 in the afternoon for 23 years.
Let's go, New York! John Cash. Yo, listen to John Cash.
Welcome back to Receipts and Reactions, the show where we pull up the receipts, read the room, and give you everything the culture is talking about. I'm your host, John Cash. Now, before we get into it, let's just take a second to acknowledge that June is knocking on the door. Well, it's right here. And that means Pride Month is officially here. Love is love. We see you. We celebrate you. Period. You like that, Justin?
I did like that. A little sass on it.
Yeah, a little sassiness, yeah. Now, buckle up. This is the most loaded episode of Receipts and Reactions to date. Let's get into it. So, Drake drops 3 albums and dethrones Michael Jackson. Now, the drop happened on May 15th, 2026. At the end of his Iceman Episode 4 YouTube live stream, Drake pulled out 3 hard drives and announced all 3 albums dropping at midnight from the biggest sound. Album 1, Iceman, 18 tracks. This is Kendrick, Jay-Z, Pusha T, and LeBron. Also features Future, Molly Santana, 21 Savage, and is produced largely by his co-defendant, 40.
Ooh.
Yeah, 40. Album number 2 is Habibti, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we were pronouncing it behind the scenes.
I think you hit that.
I did. Okay, good. 11 tracks. It features Sexy Red, Party Next Door, Low Shimmy, experimental, cross-cultural, and club-oriented is the album sound. Now, album number 3 is MAID of HONOUR. It's 14 tracks. It features Popcorn, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I know Popcorn was on this.
Central C, Sexy Red, Stunner Sandy, Iconic Savvy. And it is critically his strongest album since More Life. Now, Drake revealed during the stream that his father, Dennis, is battling cancer. MAID of HONOUR's cover features a photo of his mother with his father merged in the background. Now, here's the first week chart history. Iceman was number 1. Habibti was number 2. MAID of HONOUR, number 3. On the Billboard 200 simultaneously, the first artist ever to hold the top 3 spots at the same damn time.
That's pretty crazy.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Iceman earned 463,000 album equivalent units in week number 1, which resulted in being Drake's 15th number 1 album, tying Taylor Swift, out of all people. We talked about her a few weeks ago on Cash the Record. Go check that. Now, also, Janice STFU debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart dated May 30th, 2026. So clap it up. Reason why clap it up is this is Drake's 14th career Hot 100 chart topper, breaking his tie with Michael Jackson to become the solo male artist with the most number one singles in the Hot 100 history.
That is pretty fucking insane.
And his first number one was What's My Name? Now, Michael Jackson previously held the record with 13 number one singles, and Drake had been tied at 13 since First Person Shooter with J. Cole in 2023. He literally rapped, "I'm one away from Michael" on that track. Also, with this latest output, Drake placed 9 songs in the top 10 simultaneously, an all-time record. He also charted 42 songs in total in a single week, surpassing Morgan Wallen's previous record of 37. He's also the first artist in Billboard history to surpass 400 career Hot 100 entries, because he's now at 402.
God damn, man.
Now, Drake's Instagram response is: neck broke from carrying the chain, back broke from carrying the game, records broken, carry on my name. Bars.
That was a bar. I give him that. That was a bar.
Now, let me say one thing. Listen, and I need everybody to hear me right now. Kendrick Lamar spent all of 2024 dragging this man through the mud, won a Grammy for it, performed Not Like Us at the Super Bowl halftime show in front of 115 million people watching just across the United States. And Drake's response was to go in the lab, come out with 3 albums, and take the number 1, 2, and 3 spots on the Billboard 200. Once again, at the same damn time. And also charted 42 songs in a single week. You know what that is, Justin? That ain't a comeback. That is light-skinned arrogance with a publishing deal. Kendrick threw the whole kitchen sink at him, and Drake came back and bought the kitchen.
That's a good way to put that.
Exactly. And I just need to point out something that I feel like nobody is talking about. The song that broke Michael Jackson's all-time record, the song that made Drake the most decorated solo male artist in the 67-year history of the Billboard 100, the song that dethroned the king of pop is called Janice STFU. Not Legacy, not Crown, not for MJ, Janice STFU. So you mean to tell me Michael Jackson moonwalked into history? Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean. Don't stop till you get enough. Drake walked in with Janice STFU and a hard drive. I don't even know if Janice knows. Somebody needs to find this Janice and tell her she is now permanently attached to one of the greatest chart achievements in music history, whether she likes it or not.
I was just about to say, who the fuck is Janice?
I don't know, but Janice, you're famous now. I'm sorry. So here's what I want to know. And I want you to really think about this before you answer. Michael Jackson never had 400 songs on the Billboard Hot 100. Drake does. But Michael Jackson changed the way the entire world moved, literally. So my question is this: does the chart measure greatness, or does it just measure value? Because those are 2 very different things. Drop your answer. I will be reading. All right. We're going to let that one marinate, but we are not done, because while Drake was rewriting history on the Billboard charts, Netflix was busy setting the internet on fire in a completely different way. Let's talk about Kevin Hart.
Oh my God, I seen that. Yeah, that sucked.
Yes. So with Kevin Hart, hold on. Something got in my throat.
Situated.
Ayo. Hey, what you doing? Stop what you're doing right now and subscribe to the John Cash Show podcast. when I had to take a swig of water because something had got in my throat. Pause. I know it's Pride Month. Don't get too happy out there. On Sunday, May 10th, Netflix aired The Roast of Kevin Hart live from the Kia Forum in Los Angeles. The closing night of the 2026 Netflix is a joke fest. The roast panel, hosted by Shane Gillis. The roasters included Pete Davidson, Chelsea Handler, Regina Hall, Draymond Green, Tony Hinchcliffe, Cheryl Underwood, and it also featured surprise guests Tom Brady, Usher, Tiana Taylor, Lizzo, The Rock, Cat Williams, Venus and Serena Williams. Now, a lot of people were talking about Cat Williams walking out and said, and I quote, "I'm surprised they invited me. That's how little star power you have." And that was just the opener. Now let's get into Tony Hinchcliffe and his comment. He said, and I quote, "The black community is so proud of you. Right now, George Floyd is looking up at us all laughing so hard he can't breathe."
Yeah, when I heard that joke, immediately I was like, come on, bro.
Okay. You know what? I've been doing this long enough to have heard some things come out of people's mouths on a roast stage. I've heard things. Hell, I've said things. But I need somebody to explain to me how Tony Hinchcliffe looked at Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, who is 5'4" on a good day, built his whole career on being the lovable, funny little guy, has never in his life done anything to deserve what happened on that stage, and thought to himself, yeah, George Floyd, that's my angle. Sir, Kevin was just sitting there. He wasn't even involved. He was an innocent bystander at his own roast. That man got hit with a George Floyd joke, and all he could do was sit there and smile like he was at a parent-teacher conference that went very, very wrong. Yes.
He did an interview talking about it after. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, we're about to go right into that. So, of course, the fallout, it was immediate social media backlash. Chelsea Handler called the material racist publicly. Kevin Hart hit The Breakfast Club on May 26th with Charlamagne the God to respond. And Hart's defense said, yeah, the George Floyd joke, it wasn't a tasteful joke to our culture, to our audience, but our audience that's watching the roast, if you're watching the roast, you get why they are doing it. Hart also said Hinchcliffe delivered one of the best sets of the night and compared it to Pete Davidson's Charlie Kirk material. Hart's key line said, "Remove me from it. I didn't say it. Stop talking as if I said it." Now, is there a difference between a roast joke and a racist joke? Or does the format give comedians unlimited cover? This is the same Hinchcliffe that caught similar heat at Trump's Madison Square Garden rally in 2024. And you got to ask yourself this other question. Is this a pattern or a persona? Should Kevin Hart have had more editorial control as executive producer of his own roast? Is the black community right to feel differently about this joke than a white audience might? And let's note this. Cat Williams showing up to clown Kevin after everything between them might have been the most memorable moment of the whole night, and nobody even talks about it. Here's the bottom line. Kevin Hart didn't tell that joke, but Kevin Hart's name is on that roast. And in this business, in this life, your name is your receipt. Whatever gets said on your stage under your banner at your event, that's yours. Period. Whether that's fair or not is a whole other conversation, but that's the reality. And Kevin Hart knows it, which is exactly why he was on The Breakfast Club at 8 a.m. trying to explain himself. Your name is your receipt. Remember that. Justin, what do you have to say about the Kevin Hart fallout from the roast?
I hated the roast personally. I thought it just wasn't that fun. There was funny moments in it, and it's not even because like, oh, these jokes are too offensive. I just thought it was just in bad. Every joke was racist. Well, not every joke, but a lot of them were just racist jokes, and I was like, what is this? What am I watching right now? This feels weird. Especially with everything going on right now. I was like, this doesn't seem like the time to be doing this.
Time and place. That's what we always. That's what I always preach, especially to the young ones in my life.
Yeah, I agree. I think some more people should take that. And Shane Gillis also said that they told him to make it racist, like the shit he was writing. So I think somebody behind the scenes was like, yeah, make it more racist. So I don't know. It was weird to me.
Yeah. So, yeah. I got to talk about Floyd Mayweather.
On that note.
Yeah. Now, Floyd is a man who once carried a money counter into a press conference just to flex. Who has posted videos of himself fanning his face with stacks of hundreds on Instagram, who named his strip club girl collection like it was a line of designer bags. This man has spent 30 years telling the world that he is the greatest, the smartest, the richest, the most untouchable man on the planet. He beat everybody. He dodged everybody. He outthought everybody. He made Oscar de la Hoya cry on national television. Oscar de la Hoya. A man who is objectively gorgeous. And yet, when a Nevada family court sent him a letter and said, "Sir, we are going to need you to come down here," Floyd Mayweather looked at that letter and said, "Absolutely not," and then that got declared a father by default. They didn't even need him in the room. The judge said, "He's not here. Give her the baby." Lost without throwing a single punch. Now, in case you've been living under a rock, Floyd Mayweather Jr., who's 49, was legally declared the father of a 4-year-old girl named Price Moorhead by a Nevada court in March 2026.
I've been living under a rock. I didn't know that.
See? Gotta stay tuned to receipts and reaction.
Yeah, for real.
The judge's exact words are, and I quote, "The court finds that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the father of Price Moorhead. The mother, Paige Moorhead, was a dancer at Mayweather's Las Vegas strip club girl collection. She alleges they were in a long-term 8-year intimate relationship that ended when Floyd discovered she was pregnant in April 2021. Mayweather pressured Moorhead to get an abortion. She declined, and then he fired her from his own club.
Jesus Christ.
All types of things. The case began in June 2023, despite being served legal papers twice in order to take a DNA test. Floyd ghosted the entire court process, leading to a default judgment naming him the father. The court also ordered $933,000 in back child support and $32,850 per month going forward. So that's approximately $1 million in back support and $33,000 a month.
What? Holy shit.
It pays to have a
Oh, shit.
Floyd has paid approximately $151,000 in total, which is a fraction of what he owes. The judge has authorized Paige to place a lien of up to $2 million on Mayweather's California property. Please note that this is also Mayweather's 5th child. Also note, he also has a $7.3 million IRS tax lien filed in April for unpaid federal taxes from 2018 to 2023. Separately, he's also in a $340 million lawsuit against Showtime Sports.
What for?
Yeah.
What?
Now, he has exhibition fights scheduled for June and a Pacquiao rematch in the works. And some fans are joking that he needs the money. But here's what gets me. Here is what gets me. Floyd Mayweather owns Girl Collection. He owns the club. Paige Moorhead worked there for 4 years under this man's payroll. He was her employer. When she got pregnant and told him, he tried to pressure her into ending it. And when she said no, he fired her from his own club. And then had the unmitigated gall to ghost the entire court process for 3 years like the law couldn't find him.
Man, this guy's a piece of shit.
Floyd. They found OJ. They found El Chapo. You think a Nevada family court can't find a man who posts his location on Instagram every 48 hours? You cannot hide behind money when your money is exactly what they came for. And now the tab is due. The lien is filed. The baby is 4 years old, and her name is Price Moorhead. I mean, let's just call a thing. She came out the womb with a bill already attached to her. Even the child knew what time it was.
The name is extremely ironic.
Okay. So he didn't just ignore a woman. He ignored a court order twice. The judge didn't find him guilty. Floyd found himself guilty by not showing up. The internet already said it best. That's an expensive ass lap dance. The IRS, the baby mama, and Showtime. At what point is Mayweather running out of money? He named his club Girl Collection. Did he not think there would be consequences?
Somebody gonna come and collect.
AOA? Anyway, Red Lobster leaves Times Square, the last biscuit in Manhattan. We're going to call that
They gone
this segment.
now?
Red Lobster is closing its Times Square flagship location, which is 5 Times Square in Manhattan, on Sunday, June 14th, 2026. The restaurant opened in 2003. So that's a 23-year run in one of the most high-profile dining locations in the world. The official reason is extensive prolonged construction on the building has, and I quote, significantly impacted access, visibility, and foot traffic, making operations economically unsustainable. Say that 5 times fast.
That was a mouthful. That was a lot. Pause.
It's Pride Month.
It's
Don't
Pride
get too
Month.
carried
No
away.
pause.
Don't get too carried away.
Can't
It
be
was a
paused.
mouthful, like I am. And that's not alleged. Now, the building is being converted from vacant office spaces to residential apartments. Not exactly a crowd that stumbles in for Cheddar Bay biscuits on a Tuesday. Now, here's Red Lobster's statement, and I quote, Times Square has been an important chapter in Red Lobster's history, and this was a difficult decision. All team members are being offered transfers to a Red Lobster location of their choice, plus additional transition pay. Now, that's very honorable.
That's
Shout
very
out
nice
to
of
them
them.
for that.
Shit.
Now, this is Red Lobster's only Manhattan location. New York City still has location in Brooklyn and the Bronx, but Times Square is gone. In additional context, Red Lobster went through a highly publicized bankruptcy period in 2024 and is partly blamed on its endless shrimp promotion. Sorry about that. That cost the company $11 million in losses.
For their endless shrimp?
Endless shrimp.
Screw what? Was the shrimp bad?
No, it was actually pretty good, but, you know. Yeah. That's one of the sins, gluttony.
The endless shrimp brought them down.
Yeah. Look, I need y'all to understand that for a certain kind of New Yorker, for a certain kind of out-of-towner who came to this city for the first time and didn't know where to go, Red Lobster in Times Square was the move. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't trying to be. That's exactly why it worked. And now it's gone. June 14th, pour one out for the Cheddar Bay biscuits. They deserved better.
That's upsetting. Everybody I know has been to that Red Lobster.
Yeah.
It's iconic, I will say.
Iconic. It's truly iconic.
It's the only one I know in the city, like in New York.
Well, they said it's what you doing. Hit that subscribe button right now. Right now. I said right now. Damn it. Damn it to hell. Sing that again.
If he fuck me good, I'll take his ass to Red Lobster.
Okay, Beyonce. Now, if you got something to say about any of this, and I know you do, drop it in the comments. Hit me on socials. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell a friend. Tell an enemy. Now, here's what I want to leave you with today. This whole episode, every story that we touch today is about one thing: legacy. What you build, what you protect, what you throw away. Kevin Hart built a career and let somebody else set fire to the stage. Drake built a legacy so big that Michael Jackson's record couldn't hold him. Floyd Mayweather built an empire and apparently left his own child out of the blueprint. And Red Lobster built 23 years in Times Square, and the landlord said, "That's cute, now get out." Legacy ain't just what you create. It's what you protect when nobody's watching. Remember that. I'm John Cash. These are your receipts and reactions. We out.
Let's go, New York! John Cash. Yo, listen to John Cash.